In this example, we're going to show the power of solid modeling for those who have wood lathes. Our project is going to be a simple bowl. I have a mahogany bowl blank in my garage. It's about 8 inches in diameter and approximately 4 inches thick. And what I'd like to do is design some bowl profiles that will give me the direction I need once I get out onto the lathe. The last thing you want to do is mount that thing and then go out and try and figure out what you're going to do while you're doing it. That's just not how things are made. So let's start by going with the rectangle tool and let's draw a rectangle. It doesn't matter what size it is. We're going to come down here to the width box. We're going to type in 4, come into the height box, type in 4, hit enter. Control F brings that back, and now we have a 4 inch by 4 inch rectangle which represents half of our bowl profile. Okay, let's get started. The first tool I'm going to use is this spline tool. It's a vector spline through control points. The drafting assistant finds the top really quickly. Left mouse click, come down here anywhere you see fit, left mouse click, left mouse click, left mouse click. And that gives us a rudimentary profile. Okay, great. Let's slide that over towards the end here. And I'd like to see those control points again, so by default I have them turned off because I don't like looking at them. But to bring them back when I need them, Control D. Great. Let's click on one of these and let's tweak our profile and see if we can't make something that's aesthetically pleasing. Let's move that over here, and maybe we'll move both of these simultaneously down like so. Maybe this one just a little bit up here. Oops. This one right here, and maybe this one just a little bit in here. And I'm going to stop right there. Remember, this is just an idea. Hopefully you would generate 20, maybe 25 different ideas because this entire process is only going to take a couple of minutes. And let's turn off our control points, Control D, and let's move this more to the outside. Great. Now we have another tool that we're going to use to generate the wall thickness. That's an offset tool. It's located right here. It's offset a curve by a specified distance. Click on that, and this is an 8 inch diameter bowl, so I'm going to say 3/16 is a good place to start. And remember, this is a calculator, so all I have to do to offset that line 3/16 is to type in 3 divided by 16. Hit enter, and it changes it to the decimal, 0.1875. It's rounded to 0.188. Click on my spline, click on the direction I want the offset to go, which is to the right, and there I have it. It's fast, quick, amazing. All right, there's my wall thickness. However, this doesn't have a bottom yet. Let's put one in with the spline tool. Same spline tool, and actually I'd like to see some points on this line. So Control D, get my spline tool. To have two splines that mate really smoothly, we want to start by clicking on some of the control points that already exist. Now I'm going to come over here and deviate a bit, and right there. Great. Now while that is still hot, I'm going to use that as a boundary to remove this bottom half right here with my trim tool. So I'll just click there and it's gone. Great. Now, in order to make a lathe profile in Argon, you have to have a closed profile. So let's begin the process of closing this. At the top, I'm going to use a simple line tool. Click here, and now that's closed. Now I need to make corners down here, and we have a corner tool, which is really great. You can do the corner tool manually by clicking on this spline and this line, and it cleans that up. Or I can hold down the Shift key, and on the inside of this corner click, and it does it automatically. Isn't that great? All right, let's delete this line. We don't need it anymore, and we'll delete this line. And we have a closed profile. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, Control D, and turn those points off. And I want to make sure that I do, in fact, have a clean joint right here. So I'm going to use my corner tool again. And I'm going to click on this and click on that and just make sure there's no overlap there. Great. All right. This tool right here is our lathe tool. It's fairly obvious. Lay the texture profile to create a solid. We're going to marquee select our profile. It's asking us to pick the lathe axis. That would be this line. Let's click on that. And look at that. Control F, instant bowl. Now, Argon doesn't know that I've got the trackball and a bunch of these pallets taking up all this real estate. So let's shrink that a little more. We have a great little tool here. I click my left mouse button, slide it to the right, things get smaller, slide it to the left, things get larger. That looks about right. And I no longer need to see my profile anymore, so let's delete that, but we're going to keep it for future reference. So let's just hide it. And I want to say show only. Since my bowl is selected, I just want to show only that. Everything else, what the heck happened? Show only. There we go. Okay. Don't ever panic in CAD because you'll spend the whole day panicking. Everything is fixable. Okay, let's look at our bowl. Look at this. This is fantastic. Okay, great. Now, let's zoom in, Control Shift, and zoom in on that corner, and look at the resolution here. Isn't that ugly? Let's go ahead and click on that. Right-click, Resolution, Superfine, and that smooths that all out. And one last thing we want to do to this bowl. I want to soften this edge right here. I have a tool that'll do that. And let's set the radius to try 0.1 at first. If we don't like it, we can change it. Let's click on that, and you can see that that made a nice, smooth radiused corner. Control F brings this back. Now, normally I wouldn't have a flat bottom that would be dished, but for the purposes of time, we're just going to leave it. And I hit the D key, and it brings my side view back. And if you need to see the bowl profile, you can right-click on this and make it transparent. And there's your entire bowl. The little line you see, the little ring, that is a remnant of the two splines where they're joined end to end. There are ways of getting rid of that, but we just need this for a profile. And there you go, a perfect bowl. Now you can get 10, 15, 20 ideas in a matter of minutes. Pick only your best work. Always reject your worst work. Go out to the shop with confidence and do the best you can do. Have fun.